Hi, yogis. Welcome to your chair yoga practice. Let's get started by sitting back and relaxing into our chair. Have the feet flat onto the floor and turn the palms of the hands to face up if you need more energy. Palms of the hands to face down if you need a little bit more calming, more soothing for your day. This is our opening pose of our seated Shavasana, our seated corpse pose. So little energy in the body as possible. We want enough energy to stay upright, but kind of relax. Notice if you have a tendency to carry some tension in the shoulders or in the face or the neck, and see if you can just relax those areas of the body. So maybe a little wiggle out to start. And then let's close the eyes or have a soft gaze down towards the floor. And begin to just notice how the body's doing for today. And without making any judgments, just observations, and also noticing those areas of the body that feel good today. And feeling a little gratitude for that. And then let's start to find our Ujjayi breath. So breathe in and out through the nose if that's open and comfortable. Find the breath as if you can breathe in and out of the lower belly region. You can even place your hands on your belly if that helps. So you can feel the belly rise as you inhale and feel the belly soften back as you exhale. And then let's add that soothing sound to our breath. As if you're fogging a mirror in front of you, even if the lips are together. That gentle ha sound, a slight vibration in the throat. And let's try to maintain this way of breathing throughout our practice. But if you do need to breathe in a different manner, feel free to do so for a few rounds of breath and do the best that you can with your Ujjayi breath. Let's draw the palms of the hands together at the center of our chest or our heart center, symbolizing bringing both halves of the body together as one. And if you'd like to set an intention or a dedication for your practice, go ahead and do so at this time. Let's blink those eyes open. Namaste. Great to be with you today and always. Let's scooch forward into our chair to come into our seated mountain pose. So we're sitting up tall, engaging through those core muscles that help support the spine. Draw the shoulders back and down and pull the head back so it's about over the tailbone, bottom of the chin parallel to the floor. So there's that imaginary wall behind you. You're trying to get the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, back of the arms, back of the hand, back of the, or just the fingertips. There's no back of the fingertips. Gently pressing against that wall. And then on the next inhale, circle those arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that a few more rounds. This can symbolize cleansing, clearing, refreshing. Nice big inhale as you lift. Exhale as you draw the hands back. And also a nice warm up for those shoulders. Keep those shoulders down though. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's draw the hands onto the thighs and then separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. So you get just a gentle stretch through those inner legs. And then let's start to hinge forward just a smidgen at the hips. So you maintain a strong flat back. And then elbows are alongside the body. And then on the next inhale, let's find our cow pose from here. So you can press into the hands, but keep those elbows alongside the body to get a little stretch for the chest. And then as you exhale, round through the spine, pull the belly in, and you can even rock a little bit back if that feels better. Elbows stay alongside the body. So inhale into your cow pose, and then exhale round into your cat. Let's do a few more rounds on the rhythm of your breath, which might be a little bit different from mine, and that's perfectly fine. Let's do one more time. Getting some nice stretch and movement for the spine. And then let's come back to center. So let's sit up tall and then adjust those shoulders a little bit forward of the hips. Maintain that strong flat back. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll drop one forearm onto the thigh and go into a little twist. So forearm down, other hand presses into the opposite leg, a little twist, but we're still getting some extension of the chest. And then let's come back to center and slide it over to the other side, just to a comfortable point for that comfortable twist. So inhale to center, Exhale, twist, looking as far back as comfortable. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. And when we do come through center, we want to make sure that that spine stays nice and long and you do have that strong flat back. Last time on this side. Ooh. Let's come back to center. Go ahead and press your way up. Take an inhale and then exhale, round through the spine. Let's get a nice little stretch. So coming into cat pose. And then let's return to that tall way of sitting. Begin to straighten one leg forward and make sure you're sitting towards the front edge of the chair. So the leg can be however far out feels good, however far straight feels good. Just a mild sensation. I have a nice generous bend in the knee. And then from here, let's hinge a little bit forward at the hips. So maintain that strong flat back and then lean onto one forearm. So the opposite forearm to the leg that's straight. And then let's slowly lift this arm up. Or to your comfortable point, move the shoulders down and coming into a little side bend, side stretch. And we're lifting the toes of the straight leg. And breathe here. So still finding that extension of the chest. And breathe. So feel like you're getting as long as you can. If you do have any shoulder concerns, fingers on the shoulder is an option. And then you can rebend and press your way up. And let's go over to the other side. So opposite leg, heel down, toes lift. Hinge a little bit forward and then come onto the forearm, but we're still lifting as far, as high as we can. Chest up towards the ceiling, and then maybe the arm stretches or maybe just fingertips on the shoulder and breathe here. Find your Ujjayi breath. Little side bend, side stretch. Feel that length you're creating along the side waist. All right, and then let's slowly press our way back up. Let's start to draw those feet back to our normal or our standard mountain pose. And then let's draw those arms out. Move the shoulders down, palms facing forward and start to bend at the elbows. So we'll inhale to straighten the arms, reach those fingers as far apart as you can. Keep moving the shoulders down and then exhale, cactus arms. So inhale to open. Exhale, cactus. And one more time, inhale. Exhale, cactus. Now let's lift those arms as high as is comfortable, but keep pulling the shoulders down. Breathe here. So you can imagine there's a wall right where your hands are, and you're just gently pressing into that wall. So they're energizing through the arms. Notice if the position of the spine is changed. If the spine is a little archy, then drop back to neutral. So very tight in the core, but not so tight where you cannot allow your belly to move up and down as you breathe. So tighten the core, but allow the belly to breathe nice. And let's slowly draw those arms out and then down back onto your chair behind you, wherever is comfortable. Start to walk those feet and the knees together. Straighten the legs, any amount. And then let's come into our seated fish pose. So draw those shoulder blades towards each other, lean it back. Open up through the chest and breathe here. The head is wherever is most comfortable for you. So a lot of energy in the back of the body, but a lot of stretch for the front. Nice. And then let's slowly walk ourselves back up. Now let's scooch back into our chair. And let's lift one foot, a few circles in each direction just to wake up those ankles, change the direction of your foot circle. Inhale, press it forward. Exhale, hug it in. Point those toes. Inhale, press it forward. Draw the toes back towards you. Exhale, hug it in. Point the toes away. One last time. Just a little warm up for those legs before we come into our standing poses. Let's start to circle the knee to find your comfortable range of motion for the hip. And then change the direction of your circle. Keeping those shoulders down. Let's go over to the other side. First, start to turn the foot. Change the direction of your foot circle. Inhale, press it forward. Exhale, hug it in. So just a few more times. All right, let's start to circle the knee. Get a nice easy stretch. And then change the direction of your knee circles. And then place that foot back down, lift our back off of the chair. Let's come into our boat pose, pulses. Draw the feet and the knees together. You can lift the heels. Take an inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, hinge it back any amount. Feel the work of the core, especially the lower abdominals. Maybe hands stay behind the legs. Maybe arms extend forward or up. Palms facing each other. Move the shoulders down. Breathe. Find that lift of the chest up towards the ceiling. Lots of good work happening for the core. So we want to make sure that our spine is in neutral position, and then we're strengthening those muscles to protect that spine in neutral or keep that spine in neutral position. Neutral position is when the spine is its strongest. Take another inhale, and then exhale, pull yourself forward. Maybe a little roundness, maybe a little wiggle. And then let's sit up tall. Take an inhale, exhale, hinge it back, and then find your Ujjayi breath, and then find whatever position works for your arms. I'm just going to keep them a little bit forward because we're going to lean it back and forward, just sort of maybe just an inch or even less. So a little pulse, gentle squeeze for the inner thighs. And then let's bring ourselves up. You can relax through the body, little stretch, little wiggle out if you need. And then sit up tall one more time. Hinge it back. Find your Ujjayi breath. Maybe the arms are out. Maybe in a cactus. Maybe lift as if you're pressing something forward. So lots of energy in those arms. So find the position of the arms that work best for you. You can keep your hands underneath your legs for a little bit more support. Make sure the lower back feels good. Find that Ujjayi breath, and then let's slowly come on up. Separate those feet, wide leg supported forward fold. Maybe a little sway if that feels good to stretch things out. And then press or roll your way up. Walk those feet back. And if you'd like to do the standing poses, please carefully come to stand behind your chair, and I will meet you there. For our standing poses, chairs here for support, for balance, so feel free to keep a hand or even both hands on the chair. Make sure you do only what is safe and keeps you upright and comfortable. I'll give you the side view. So let's start with our standing mountain pose. Feet are about hip bone distance apart, all 10 toes pointing forward. And then find that imaginary wall. Try to get as much of your body into that wall with the exception of the spine. So spine's in neutral position, so you will have little space between your lower back and that imaginary wall. But the backs of the arms, the hands, the head, the shoulders. Find that Ujjayi breath. Let's come into a half sun salute. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, soft bend in the knees, fold it forward. Try to maintain a strong flat back. Elbows alongside the body, just a very gentle stretch. Inhale, come up halfway, strong flat back. Squeeze those buttocks. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. You can bend those knees as much as you need to. Exhale, release to your comfort level. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do one more time, but we'll add down dog. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And then as you exhale, step the left foot back, warrior one base. So heels of the feet, hip bone distance apart. Back toes ankle to the outside of the chair. Start to bend the front knee to stack it atop the ankle, track towards the center of those toes. Back leg is firm and straight. Feel the pressure on the outer edge of that back foot, and then press your way up. Find warrior one with or without the arms, your choice. So we're bending that front knee so it stacks atop the ankle, tracks towards the center of those toes. Strong in both legs. Nice easy stretch for the back of the leg, or the back leg. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, hinge a little bit forward, so maintain that strong flat back. Left hand stays on the chair. Let's twist to the right. So maybe that right arm unravels and opens up at whatever height is comfortable for your shoulder, but keep moving the shoulders down. Breathe here. So lower half of the body is still in warrior one base. Upper half of the body is getting a little twist. And then let's slowly untwist. Take an inhale. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Nice, easy downward facing dog here. So melt those shoulders down. Walk those feet back as far as is comfortable. Widen those feet out as far as is comfortable. Soft bend in those knees and then melt it forward any amount. So you can stay a little bit higher if you need to or a little bit lower. And relax those shoulders. Pointy parts of the elbows point down. Nice length for the back of the body. Stretch for the chest. Bend those knees. And then let's slowly step it forward with a flat back. Come back to standing mountain pose. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, soft bend in those knees. Fold it forward. Maintain that strong flat back. Inhale, come up a little bit higher than halfway. This time, let's exhale, step the right foot back. Warrior one base. Separate those feet hip bone distance apart. Bend that front knee to stack it and track it. Back leg is firm and straight. Feel the outer edge of that back foot into your floor. Press gently into the floor upright. Maybe add the arms or maybe not. Take a moment here. Find that Ujjayi breath. Feel a nice stretch for the legs as well. Take an inhale and then exhale. Hinge a little bit forward. Right hand stays onto the chair and then twist just from the waist up into your comfortable twist. Hand can be anywhere that feels good to your body. I'm just going to extend it back and breathe here. So bottom half of the body stays still. Make sure that front knee is still stacked and tracked. Little twist, melt those shoulders down. And then let's slowly untwist, hands onto the chair, take an inhale, and then exhale, step it back to downward facing dog, your downward facing dog. Find that Ujjayi breath here. Keep those shoulders back and away from those ears. And then let's bend through those knees with that flat back. Step it forward. Come back to mountain pose. In mountain pose, let's inhale to lift. Exhale, soft bend in the knees. Now let's come into a supported forward fold where you can round through the spine. So forearms can be on the top of the chair or hands on the base of the chair. And we're getting a little roundness through the spine, a little stretch for the back of the body. Let's bend those knees, slowly roll it on up, and then find your feet in your chair pose feet. So either feet together or feet up to hip bone distance apart. Just please make sure the knees are the same distance apart as the feet. Draw your bottom back behind you. Hinge a little bit forward at the hips, strong flat back, neutral position in the spine. So tailbone melts down. Weight is in the heels. Make sure you can see your toes. And then arms can be wherever feels good. Melt the shoulders down. Nice. I'm going to turn to face you for a moment in our chair pose. Let's draw those arms forward unless you have your hands onto the chair, and that's fine too. Open up the arms, cactus arms. Inhale, lift. Any amount. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Staying in our chair pose. Exhale, release. Feel the squeeze of those muscles that support the core and the buttocks and the legs. Exhale, release. Extend those arms out, palms down, and then stand up nice and tall. All right, little wiggle out, little shake out. I'm going to face you now so we can do our warrior two series of poses. Let's separate those legs wider than the hips, maybe even wider than the chair if that feels good. We'll start with our temple pose pulses. This is a nice way to not only warm up the legs, but also get a good stretch for those inner legs in preparation for warrior two. So feet are about 45 degrees. Start to bend those knees. I'm going to widen my feet. I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more today. So feet about 45 degrees, knees are bending towards the direction of those toes, and they stay about over the ankles, and really feel the kind of your heels ground down into your floor so you engage those muscles on the back of the legs. So this is our temple pose. Let's just take another moment here. Hands can just stay on the chair for now. Try to find a nice upright position of the spine so we're not hinging forward, we're lifting. And then go ahead and straighten. Ooh, that feels good. And then rebend. Maybe if you don't need your hands onto the chair for support, you extend those arms out. Nice. Take an inhale and then exhale, straighten the legs. Draw those arms forward, thumbs up. Inhale, temple, making sure those knees bend towards the direction of those toes. Exhale. And then one more time. Find that Ujjayi breath. Release hands onto the top of the chair. Square all 10 toes to point forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge it forward. So find the depth that works best for you, where you can maintain a strong flat back. Maybe hands are on the top of the chair or the seat of the chair, mild sensation only, and then move the weight more towards the balls of the feet. It is a gentle stretch for the back of the legs. Let's draw the hands to the top of the chair, soft bend in those knees, elbows in, press it up, rise with a flat back, lift one heel. Let's come into warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. So if you drew a line from that lead heel straight back would bisect the arch, plus or minus. Draw those back toes in, bend that lead knee to stack and track. Upright the spine, turn the shoulders, the chest, and the hips to your chair as best as you can, and then open up the arms. So classic warrior two pose. Bottom half of the body stays strong and still. Let's turn the palms to face forward. Take an inhale, exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale to open. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, open. Exhale, bend. Let's open back those arms, turn the palms to face down, reverse warrior. Back arm down or onto the chair, flip the front palm, stretch it up and back to your comfortable point. And then let's come back to warrior two. Release arms down, straighten and turn all 10 toes to point forward. Take an inhale, circle those arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart, over to the other side. So come into warrior two on this side and feel your ankles. So we want the ankles to also be energized. That'll also help to protect the different joints. So feel those ankles, just a tiny squeeze of those supporting structures. And then let's come to warrior two on this side, making sure that knee stacks atop the ankle, tracks towards the center of those toes, back leg strong and straight. Feel the outer edge of that back foot, press into the floor if you can. And we're pressing into the heel of the front foot, so much so that you can wiggle those toes. And then we'll open the arms out, take a moment in our classic warrior two pose. So we're trying to turn those hips as best as we can to the chair without sacrificing that position of the knee. And then turn the palms to face forward. And then start to bend the elbows. And then go ahead and extend. We'll bend and then extend. So feel the shoulders moving down, bend and extend. Turn the palms to face down. Relax the back arm down or onto the chair. Hand, flip the front palm, reach it up and back. Nice, easy stretch for your reverse warrior. Find that Ujjayi breath, still energizing a lot through those legs. And then come back, warrior two. Hands onto the chair, all 10 toes pointing forward. Take an inhale, exhale, hinge it forward. So strong, flat back. So maybe forearms onto the top of the chair. If you can comfortably reach, hands onto the seat of the chair. So maintain that strong flat back, even a bend, greater bend in those knees if you need. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, let's twist just the shoulders to one side. Maybe place the hand onto the top of the chair for a little extra support. So similar to what we did from a seated position, if you had your forearms onto the top of the chair, hand can go on the top of the chair, a little push for just a mini twist. Elbows stay alongside the body. Let's come back to center, reset. And then over to the other side. So base of the body stays still. Just think of turning the shoulders and the head to the other side. Keep the elbow in. Breathe. And then let's come back to center. Hands onto the top of the chair, elbows in. Let's do a little push-up to rise on up. And then let's draw those heels once again back to temple pose. Lots of good work for the legs in our temple pose. Very similar to chair pose. You get a lot of muscles of the lower half of the body are involved here. Let's take one hand onto the top of the chair, other arm, maybe fingertips on the shoulder, or maybe arm up, little side stretch. Doesn't have to be too much. Keep opening those knees out to the direction of the center of those toes. Let's come back to center, over to the other side. Let's come back to center. Let's straighten the legs. Give those legs a little wiggle, a shake if you need. We'll start back with all 10 toes pointing forward first. Let's come into triangle pose. So lift one heel, open that knee and those toes out to the side, back toes slightly in. This time both legs are relatively straight. So you can think of warrior 2 feet, but both legs are nice and straight and firm. And let's draw those arms out, move the shoulders down, hips drop back and up, reach forward and up. So if someone's pulling your hips back and someone else is pulling your other arm forward, but move the shoulder down. Find all that reach, all that length, all that work at the top side waist. And then let's change the position of the arms. Move the shoulders down, maybe that top arm up by the ear. And breathe here. And then try to get as much of your body imprinted on the imaginary wall behind you, except for your lower back. So neutral position in the spine as best as you can. And then let's bend through that front knee to come back. Let's come back to this neutral wide leg position and go over to the other side. We'll lift and then turn. And then bend. Actually keep your legs straight for triangle pose. All right. And then open up those arms. So shoulders, chest, and hips as best as you can. Turn towards the chair. Both legs really nice and firm and straight. And then someone's pulling your hips back and up. Someone else is pulling that front arm forward and up. Move the shoulders down. Lots of space for the neck. Feel this extension along the side waist, the length of the spine. And then let's flip the arms. And then find what feels good for your body, for your shoulders. Breathe here, open up through the chest, maybe bottom hand on the top of the chair or back of the hand in the inside of the leg to find that openness. Breathe, soften through the face. Find that Ujjayi breath and then slowly bend through the knee. Upright, release, hands down, all 10 toes to point forward and then go ahead and step it together. Let's come into our tree pose. I'm just going to move the chair so you can see my feet. Remember, you can keep a hand on the chair the whole time for balance. We just want to feel those little wiggles. Let's lift one heel, open it up. Our classic tree pose. I always like to incorporate this in all of my practices, all of my yoga practices. Just a nice way to find balance and find stillness. So we do get some strength work here, but we're able to still find that connection with our Ujjayi breath to help clear the mind. Nice. Let's slowly release, little wiggle out over to the other side. Stand up as tall as you can. Remember, mountain pose is the blueprint for all standing poses. So try to find as much of mountain pose in each standing pose as you can. All right, go ahead and slowly release, little wiggle out. And now let's carefully have a seat in our chair so we can go to do our grounding poses. Let's sit towards the front edge of our chair in seated mountain pose and then start to stretch one leg forward. Heel stays down, toes lift, hands on the opposite thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge it forward until you feel your mild sensation of a stretch. It's a classic stretch for the back of the legs, but very effective. This is one that you can do every day so long as it is just to that point of mild sensation. So we never want to overstretch. We just want to feel, it should feel like that pleasant sensation where you're getting some length through the back of the legs. And then let's go ahead and press our way up over to the other side. Heel stays down, toes lift. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, hinge it forward. So by hinging it forward, we're tilting the pelvis forward until you feel your comfortable sensation of a stretch. So we're not rounding through the spine. We want to keep that spine in about neutral position so we don't tax the lower back. All right. Ooh, that feels good. Let's upright rebend. Let's separate those feet as wide as is comfortable. Remember, the knees separate the same distance as the feet. We'll get an inner leg stretch. So sit up tall, hinge a little bit forward, come onto a forearm, and then the opposite hand is just gently stretching that other leg. So if you want, you can walk it even further back to whatever feels comfortable. And then go ahead, press your way up over to the other side. Just a very gentle kind of coaxing of the lengthening of the inner leg. Nice. And then make your way back up. Walk those feet back towards each other. Cross at the ankle or the thigh, whatever feels good. Take an inhale. Exhale, round through the spine. And then place the hands onto the thighs so we are getting some support for that lower spine. Let's slowly roll our way up, pressing into the hands, engaging through those abdominals over to the other side. Remember, cross at the ankles or at the thighs, and then round through the spine. And then just kind of relax here. So you're stretching out through the back of the body, stretching out through those hips as well. And breathing, always breathing, trying to keep that ujjayi breath as best as you can. So even when we're doing our standing poses, we're still getting some good strength and flexibility work. Let's slowly press our way up. Release. Let's open up the arms, stretch out the chest, and then give yourself a hug. Classic one that not only feels good to stretch out the upper back and the shoulders, but always feels good to get a hug. Maybe drop the chin down. So let's open it up and over to the other side. Release. All right. And then let's open it up. Lean it back into your chair. Turn the palms of the hands to face up for more energy for the day. Palms of the hands to face down for more calming, more soothing. You can close the eyes or have a soft gaze down. Let's take an inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Release your ujjayi breath. So just breathe in whatever way is comfortable. And enjoy these next few moments, couple minutes of Shavasana. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Send some movement into your fingers, into your toes to gently reawaken the body. And let's draw the palms of the hands together at our heart center to take a moment to acknowledge the intention or dedication you set at the beginning of your practice. Let's stack the hands atop the heart. To take a moment to feel gratitude to yourself for coming to your practice. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your yoga practice today. As always, it is a privilege and a joy. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.